Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. This is the only platform where we speak the way it is. If you're watching this video, kindly make sure you click the subscribe button and of course remember to turn on your notification bell. This is important because once I upload a video, YouTube will send you a notification automatically so that you are able to view so that you don't miss any episode from my end. Kakasungura, kuna mama ambayo ninazungumza in this very platform, and I am not bragging, but I really miss my words. I remember very well last year, myself from here, those who follow me, you can attest at the comment section. Maybe wale wamekuja wapi wakanipata katikati may not be able to tell this. I stood here in this very same channel and I told you Raila Odinga had a secret handshake deal with William Ruto in Mombasa. When the Delaware senator visited Kenya, I raised an alarm of a possible joint meeting between Ruto and him, Raila and him, and the three of them. When your passenger came in Mombasa, I also told you that William Ruto and Raila Odinga have done a soft handshake, but my colleagues from Azimio couldn't believe it. They threw stones at me. I'm very happy because KTN News also confirmed yesterday through a very close ally in the Kenya Kwanza government that yes, as Kenya Kwanza we can confirm, Raila Odinga and Ruto had a soft handshake in Mombasa. I know some of you can't believe this, but those are true facts you cannot erase. Even the AU post, ladies and gentlemen, has been among the talks between the Ruto team and the Raila Odinga team. The creation of the office of the opposition didn't go well with Raila Odinga because he couldn't buy the idea. That is a small office for him. He said, no, I can't do that. That is why, hata mimi nilimwambia Raila usikubali kupewa ofisi. Hiyo ni kutuletea aibu. But I thank God because Raila agreed to it and demanded for a bigger share, which is a position of the President of Africa, the chair of the AU. And if you think I'm lying, I want you to take your 3 minutes, listen to this news from the KTN News. It was done yesterday, and I believe it will stamp some authority in my sentiments I did last year on the soft handshake between the Ruto himself and Raila Odinga. I'll come back after this.
Opposition leader Raila Odinga's secret deal after the countrywide protest following the 2022 general election has come out in the open, with Raila Odinga now eyeing the Africa Union Commission chairperson position. The latest push by President William Ruto to have Raila Odinga clinch the Africa Union top job has brought to the fore closely guarded secrets that the two leaders had come to a ceasefire agreement in a meeting presided over by former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo in Mombasa last year. Our reporter Grace Nganga has more on this.
In politics, they say there are no permanent enemies, just interests, a notion that perhaps best explains Raila's nomination to the AU by President William Ruto. For politicians who've had a love-hate relation, this move comes as a surprise to many, but a masterstroke in the political game of chess. For a man who has seemingly been losing touch with his support base owing to the high cost of living and unfriendly government policies, President Ruto has moved to tame his biggest critic, Raila Odinga, who has been riding on government's misdoings and galvanizing his support base.
We will exercise the sovereignty directly. Maandamano, picketing, boycott, na kadhalika.
My friends, sahau mambo ya handshake.
Nasema hapa leo, sitaki mambo ya handshake.
And we must tell my good friend Raila Odinga, you cannot, enough is enough. You cannot continue to blackmail the country.
And although it came as a surprise to many for the Kenya Kwanza government, led by Ruto, to support Odinga's nomination to the AU, KTN News understands that this was a well-orchestrated plan. A source from within Kenya Kwanza who sought anonymity said there was a secret handshake deal that happened almost 4 months ago when former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo met the two in Mombasa last year. Obasanjo, during a press briefing at Raila's residence last Thursday, revealed that he played crucial role in mediating between Ruto and Raila, which led to the ceasing of the weekly protest organized by the opposition.
Went to Mombasa, and the outcome of that exercise was 5 each from the two parties to form a committee. And I understand that committee have done impressive work. Of course, in my part of the world, we believe that when you put yam in fire, you must be able to turn it over so that it's not overburnt.
The source said prior to the formation of the National Dialogue Committee, a deal was struck that will eject Odinga from local politics and Kalonzo take over the opposition. The NADCO report recommends the establishment of the office of the leader of the official opposition. In meetings that are proof of a deal being fomented, Ruto and Raila met Delaware Senator Chris Coons, who is credited for spearheading talks between 4th President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila that culminated into the famous 2018 handshake. It said Odinga nominated Kalonzo to take over as opposition leader, who will be deputized by 2 other leaders. A move that is likely to once again emasculate the opposition and see Kenyans on their own, as it did in 2018 during the famous handshake between Odinga and Kenyatta. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi had hinted 3 weeks ago, while in Raila's Nyanza background, that Kenyans will be surprised by some pleasant news coming from the Ruto administration. He did not elaborate, leading political pundits to speculate about an impending handshake between the president and former prime minister.
Nataka muniangalie vizuri. Hivi karibuni, we shall be surprising you with some very important news and pleasant.
The president is currently engaged in a charm offensive with various African countries in efforts to see that Raila clinches their position that will elevate him from being a veteran opposition politician to a pan-Africanist with influence in the 54 countries. Kenya Kwanza Alliance politicians are excited at the prospects of Raila leaving the political scene, making it easier for Ruto to be re-elected for a second term in 2027, where the president is expected to inherit a section of Raila's political constituency with the leverage of backing him for the AU post. The National Dialogue Committee is set for debate in Parliament Tuesday. It will be interesting to watch how both the government and the opposition will handle the various issues, especially following the nomination of Raila in AU bid. Grace Ganga, KTN News, Nairobi.
Now, President William Ruto is pushing for the establishment of the Africa...
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could believe Kakasungura, at least you can believe KTN News. If you, by that time you could not at all believe Kakasungura, I hope now you can believe the KTN News itself. Raila Odinga and Ruto had a soft handshake. Let me tell you this. Kaka, it's high time that Azimio begins to prepare itself. Raila has fought for this country for quite some time. Raila amepigania nchi miaka mingi. And if you are a politician, Kaka, kuna wanasiasa wanapenda private life. If you are a business person, kuna wale watu wanapenda a private life. Kuna wale watu ambao wanapenda mambo yao ya kuwe private. Maybe you are coming from Nairobi, you are coming from Mombasa, you are coming from Canada, you are coming from whatever place, you are coming from the United States of America, and you are looking for a quiet place whereby you can spend your days either with your family, your visitors, or yourself alone, away from the noise, away from air pollution. I want to tell you that Hotel Nyakoe has that solution. They have the best environment, they have the best services, they have the best compound, they have the best rooms. You can see here in my background, this is Hotel Nyakoe. This is not Mombasa, this is in Kisii. Hotel Nyakoe is in Kisii County. Hapa ni Hotel Nyakoe. Unaona tu mazingira vile yako, ndege ziko hapo zinapiga kelele vizuri, miti imepandwa hapo, unafikiria ni Mombasa. So kujeni hapa. Na if you need a private compound, wako nazo. Wewe ni mfanya biashara mashuhuri, mwanasiasa, you want to have meetings in 2 to 3 days with your visitors, wako na a private compound mahali wanakufungia. Room yako iko na sitting room, iko na viti vizuri, iko na maji pale, iko na kitanda, unakaa hapo, unafanya mkutano na watu wako, alafu unaenda. Kama wewe ni mtu unatoka ng'ambo, USA, na umeogopa kijiji, you want to hide somewhere, just come to Hotel Nyakoe. They have the best compound and it will sort you out. Wako na conference halls, wako na rooms zenye unaweza lala usiku, wako na mnahitaji entertainment joint, mahali unaenda unakunywa kinywaji chako kidogo. Yeah, and all that. Just visit them today and you will be, or call them for bookings. Mapema, early in advance, mapema ndio best. So kaka, so I was saying this. Azimio, the likes of Kalonzo Musyoka, the likes of Martha Karua, the likes of Jeremiah Kioni, the likes of Wajakoya, the likes of Eugene Wamalwa, and other people in Azimio. It's high time you begin to prepare yourself. And this time round, I see Kalonzo as a worthy competitor in the Kenya, in Azimio. And I think if at all Raila goes to the AU, because when Raila will be retiring from the AU, he will come back and find the 2027 general election is Meisha. So if at all Raila is going for the AU post, then let Kalonzo prepare himself. Kalonzo is worth it. He's a worthy candidate to take over from Raila Odinga. Because so far in Azimio, as much as I look at the people who can be voted genuinely, wale supporters wa Raila wanaweza pigia kura, including myself, is none other than Kalonzo Musyoka. So Kalonzo should begin to prepare himself as early as now. And this is a fact. Watu wengine wanasema Kalonzo ni watermelon, Kalonzo sijui ni nini. If Kalonzo prepares himself so well towards the 2027 general, though I have reservations on this. Mimi ninaona, you know, in Kenya, wacha tuongee ukweli wa Kenya wenzangu, and tusifichane hapa. Let's say facts as they are. Number one, in Kenya is not about the vote cut, the votes cast in the ballot. Kenya sio zile kura zimewekwa kwa ballot ndio zinatangaza mshindi. Nyinyi mnajua hii maneno. You know what happened in 2022. So tukiketi tuseme kwamba sasa wacha tupige kura na tuone mshindi ni nani. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not easy to defeat a sitting president in an election. It's not easy, especially a president who wants to retain for a second term. Let me tell you, there's something that you don't know, Kenyans. If Ruto is defeated in 2027, Ruto is very young. He will retire home forever. But then, Ruto will make sure, using all means possible, kama ni kununua watu atanunua, kama ni kubadilisha vitu, kama ni mahakama atabadilisha vitu, bora ajue kwamba 2027 he is going to retain this thing. So kaka, it's about time, and I will be proved right or wrong. As much as Azimio tunataka uongozi, ndio sijakataa. As much as tuko na Kalonzo na wengine, sijakataa Kakasungura. But then, this thing will genuinely work in 2032. Mimi nitabaki opposition and there's no way I'm moving to. Mimi nitabaki na kupiga Ruto proper na sitoki na sibanduki, lakini lazima nikuambie pia ukweli what is going on. As much as tuko na Kalonzo ndio, lakini Ruto hata mpatia nafasi kuwa rais 2027, sahau. Ruto is a cunning president. You can't defeat Ruto in 2027. That's a fact. As much as Wakenya wamekataa ni sawa, lakini Kenya is not about zile kura mnaweka kwa ballot ndio zinahesabiwa. Kenya is how you plan yourself with the IBC, with the judges and the rest. Hii mambo ati tuende kupiga kura asubuhi, those are wet dreams. It's in our minds. So unless you understand how Kenyan politics work, that is the only way you can understand why Kakasungura I'm saying that in 2027 it is still Ruto. The only thing that could have happened, hii maandamano at least ndio ingefanya ni, lakini kwa sasa I don't see it giving any fruit. So Azimio, yes, we have a good chance. Kalonzo has a good chance. Kalonzo is worth it. And Azimio are comfortable supporting Kalonzo Musyoka for the top position. But this can only work if they prepare themselves well from now. Waanze mapema kujipanga. Waweke kila machineries pamoja. Wajipange in advance, because I'm sure Ruto akishingia second term hata kuwa na interest na hiyo nyingine, hiyo atawachia whoever angangane. Na kama atachukua successor, as a president endorsing a successor doesn't mean that person will win. Moi endorsed Uhuru Kenyatta when he was exiting from power. But Mwai Kibaki defeated Uhuru Kenyatta at the ballot. Despite Moi endorsing Uhuru Kenyatta as a possible successor, Kibaki aliwachapa. So by Ruto endorsing Ndindi Nyoro, by endorsing I don't know who in 2032, still it's not a guarantee that that person will win. So Azimio, tujipange mapema, and let's plan to take over the seat. Those are facts you can't erase. And it's about time I will be proved right or wrong. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next video. But don't forget to visit the Hotel Nyakwae. Ladies and gentlemen. Kaka, siku moja enda nje bwana jivinjari. Kujeni hapa. Angalia maneno hapa Kisii. Unajua watu mnafikiria Kisii hatuna hoteli. Kisii tuko na mahoteli bwana. Unafikiria hapa ni Mombasa, lakini hapa tuko the Hotel Nyakwae. Hotel Nyakwae, kama unatoka Ugis, unakuja unafika Nyakwae. This is about 100 meters from the Nyakwae center, hapo mbele kidogo kama mtu unaenda Kisii town. On your right hand ukitoka Nyakwae, utaona Nyakwae hotel mahali kuna petrol station. If you are coming from Kisii town, unakuja Kisii, Nyamataro, Embassy, and then from Embassy, before ufike Nyakwae, on your left hand hapo mbele, that is where Hotel Nyakwae is located. They have the best compound, kuna best beds, wako na best services, hakuna matope hapa, wameka cabros zimeweka hapa, wameka tiles kila mahali. So ukikuja hapa na wageni wako, you will never be embarrassed. God bless you. See you in the next video. Asanteni sana.